this video we are going to solve one question based on angle between the lines if the direction ratios are given, and after that we will be studying cross product or vector product. Okay, so first let's solve this question. Find the angle between the lines whose direction cosines L, M and N satisfy the equations 5L plus M plus 3N equal to 0 and 5Mn minus 2NL plus 6Lm equal to 0. So we have two lines and their direction cosines satisfy these two equations. So to find the angle between the lines, first of all we have to find the direction cosines or direction ratios. So let's write the equation. So given equations are, first one is 5L plus M plus 3N equal to 0. So let this be equation number 1. And second equation is 5Mn minus 2NL plus 6Lm equal to 0. See, now we have two equations, but the unknowns are in 3 in number. So we have 3 unknowns, L, M and N, but we have two equations. So we don't have unique solution. Okay. If we have three equations, 3 different equations and 3 unknowns, then we can find the unique values. But here we have only 2 equations and 3 unknowns. So let's solve for these 3 unknowns. So for that, first of all, let's try to minimize the variables. So from first equation, we can get M in terms of L and N. So from equation 1, we can write M as minus 5L plus 3N. So now we have M in terms of L and N. So let's substitute this value in equation number 2. So substituting in equation 2, we get 5Mn. So 5N into M. M is minus 5L plus 3N. We are substituting for M. So second term as it is, as it does not contain M. 6Lm. L into M. M is minus 5L plus 3N equal to 0. Now multiplying this bracket by minus 5N, we have minus 25Ln minus 15N square minus 2NL. Now here multiplying this 6L and by minus sign. So we are multiplying by minus 6L. So this becomes minus 30L square. And 6L with minus sign multiplied by 3N. 6 into 3, that is 18 ln equal to 0. So first let's write the term minus 15n square. Then let's collect term in ln. So this is minus 25 ln minus 2nl and 18 ln. So 18 plus 2 is 20, 20 and 25 is 45, but all are having minus sign. So it is minus 45 ln. And the remaining term is minus 15 n square I have written here. So it is minus 30 L square equal to 0. Now each coefficient is divisible by 15 and each is having minus sign. So let's divide by minus 15. So dividing by minus 15, dividing by minus 15 we get n square plus here dividing by 15 we get 3 ln and here it is 2l square equal to 1. So now it is our usual quadratic equation. So 2 we can write this as 2 into 1 and 2 plus 1 is 3. So n square plus let's write this as 2 ln plus 2l square equal to 0. So taking n common from first two terms, we get n plus 2l in the bracket. Take l common from these two terms. So again we get n plus 2l equal to 0. So the factors are n plus 2l and n plus l equal to 0. So now we have n in terms of l. So either first bracket is 0 or second bracket is 0. Therefore n plus 2l equal to 0 or n plus l equal to 0. So n equal to minus 2l or n equal to minus l. Now substituting this value of n in first equation, we can find m. So what was m? M was minus 5l plus 3n. So when n is minus 2l, it is minus 5l, 3 into n, so it becomes minus 6l. So that is minus l. So m is l. Now let's write this. What we have to find out is LMN. So let's write those values. So LMN, so L is L, M is L, and N is minus 2L. See, we have written LMN in terms of L only. As I said earlier, we don't get unique solution for this. So what we get is ratio. So if I divide this, all these three numbers by L, so I get 1, 1, minus 2. But remember, these are not direction cosines. These are direction ratios. Okay. Because for direction cosines, we have L square plus M square plus N square is 1. And here squaring and adding these numbers, we don't get 1. So these are not direction cosines, these are direction ratios. But no problem. Even using direction ratios also we can find angle between the lines. So this is our first set. For second set, let's consider n as minus l. So now m becomes minus 5l plus 3n. N is now minus l. So this is minus 3l. So this becomes minus 2l. So again, let's write the terms LMN and let's write the values. So L is L, M is minus 2L and N is minus L. See, all the terms here are in terms of L. So dividing by L again, we get 1 minus 2 minus 1. So we have now second pair of direction ratios. That means these are direction ratios of first line and these are direction ratios of second line. So we have A1, B1, C1 and the second set is A2, B2, C2. So in the last video, we have proved formula for cos theta in terms of A1, B1, C1 and A2, B2, C2. So it is A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 upon root A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square into root A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. So that becomes 1 into 1 plus 1 into minus 2 plus minus 2 into minus 1 divided by sum of the squares of the direction ratios. So it is 1 square, that is 1, 1 square 1 and minus 2 square is 4. And here it is 1 square 1 minus 2 square, that is 4 and minus 1 square is 1. So simplifying this, we get 1 minus 2 plus 2 divided by root 6 again. So it is 1 by 6. Minus 2 plus 2 get cancelled. Root 6 product is 6. And taking modulus, we are writing the positive sign. So we get cos theta as 1 by 6. As the angle is asked, theta is cos inverse of 1 by 6. So this is the angle between the given lines. Okay. Now let's define cross product. If A bar and B bar are two vectors, then their cross product is A bar cross B bar. and is defined as AB sin theta n cap. Okay, first of all, let's see what is this n cap. But before that, theta is angle between A bar and B bar. Okay, so we have modulus of A bar, modulus of B bar, sine of angle between them, and then we have n cap. So n cap is unit vector perpendicular to both A bar and B bar. Perpendicular to both A bar and B bar such that A bar, B bar, n cap form a right-handed triplet. See, we have three conditions for this n cap. So what are those? First condition is it is unit vector. Second condition is it is perpendicular to both A bar and B bar. And third condition is A bar, B bar, n cap form a right-handed triplet. Okay. So though the diagram is like this, that is n cap is perpendicular to A bar and B bar, but it is like this. If this is A bar, so let this be vector A bar. Let this be vector B bar. Okay. See, angle between them is theta here. Then n cap is this vector. Understood? N cap is perpendicular to A bar and B bar both. As it is three-dimensional figure and we are drawing that figure in two dimension. So we have to draw n cap like that. But remember that n cap is perpendicular to A bar and B bar, and A bar, B bar, n cap form a right-handed triplet. So if this is A bar and this is B bar and if this is n cap, so if I place a screw here pointing upwards and if I rotate the screw from A bar to B bar, so it moves upwards. So that is the right-handed triplet. Okay, so that is the definition of right-handed triplet. So though the diagram is like this, but remember that it is three-dimensional figure, and if these are A bar and B bar, n cap is always like this. Okay, so let's see now what we get from the definition. So first of all, let's see that what is A bar cross A bar. So if I take the same vector and if I write the cross product, then what happens? For dot product, we know that A bar dot A bar is A square. So what happens in case of cross product? Okay, but angle between A bar and A bar is 0. So theta is 0 here. So we get sine 0 into n cap. But sine 0 is 0. So this 0 makes all the terms 0. So we get 0, not 0, it is 0 bar. As it is multiplied by n cap, it is vector product. So other name for cross product is vector product. Why it is vector product? By the property. Cross is the notation used here. And the property is the product is vector. As in the definition we have n cap, which is vector here. In case of dot product we have it as AB cos theta. So all the numbers are real numbers. So their product is real number. It is a scalar. So that's why dot product is known as scalar product, while cross product is known as vector product by the property, as it is vector. So A bar cross A bar is 0 bar. In fact, if A bar and B bar are parallel or collinear, in other words it is collinear, so in that case if A bar and B bar are parallel, then also the angle is 0. So we get the cross product as 0 vector. So let's write that. So if A bar and B bar are collinear, that means they are parallel. But the only condition is A bar and B bar should not be 0 vectors. Because if A bar and B bar are 0 vector, then their magnitude will be 0 and the product will be 0. So here we are considering non-zero vectors A bar and B bar, and if they are parallel, then their cross product is zero vector. So this is another way of proving that two vectors are collinear. The first one was that we prove that one vector is scalar multiple of the other to prove that those two vectors are collinear. So we have one more method now to prove parallel or collinear vectors, that we can prove their cross product as zero vector. Okay. So we have this as first remark, this is second remark. Now let's consider B bar cross A bar. What happens for B bar cross A bar? So for A bar cross B bar, what we write is, we write first magnitude of first vector, then magnitude of second vector, sign of angle between them, and then we write unit vector which is perpendicular to both A bar and B bar, and A bar B bar n cap form a right-handed triplet. So if I consider B bar cross A bar, then modulus of first vector, that is B, modulus of second vector, that is A, angle between them is theta again, so B into A into sine theta. Now when I consider A bar and B bar, if this is A bar, if this is B bar, and if this is n cap, so and this A bar B bar n cap form a right-handed triplet. But when I consider B bar cross A bar, that means I have to rotate the screw from B bar to A bar. So in that case, I can't take n cap. It should be minus n cap. It is pointing downwards. So B A sine theta. Now if I take minus n cap, then only B bar, A bar and minus n cap, they form right-handed triplet. Okay. So instead of n cap, we have to take minus n cap. So this becomes minus AB sine theta n cap. But AB sine theta n cap is A bar cross B bar. So B bar cross A bar is minus A bar cross B bar. See, very important property of cross product, that cross product is not commutative. When we interchange the terms, the sign changes. So B bar cross A bar equals to minus A bar cross B bar. So very important property here. Okay. Now what happens if I take modulus of A bar cross B bar? Modulus of A bar cross B bar equal to modulus of AB sine theta n cap. So taking modulus of A is already positive value as it is magnitude of A bar. So this is A. Modulus of B bar is B. So modulus of B is also B. Sine theta is positive as theta is angle between A bar and B bar. So angle between two vectors lies between 0 to 180 degrees. That means this angle lies in first or second quadrant. But in both the quadrants, sine theta is positive. Therefore, AB sine theta is positive. And modulus of n cap, as it is unit vector, it is 1. So modulus of A bar cross B bar equals to AB sine theta. So this remark gives us value of sine theta. How? We can find sine theta by dividing both sides by AB. So formula for sine theta becomes now modulus of A bar cross B bar upon AB. So this is formula for sine theta. What was formula for cos theta? It is A bar dot B bar upon AB. So let's revise the dot product also. So cos theta, if I have to find out cos theta, then the formula is A bar dot B bar upon AB. As in dot product we have that cos theta term. So this is sine theta. Now one more thing is A bar cross B bar is AB sine theta n cap. AB sine theta now is modulus of A bar cross B bar. So for this AB sine theta, I can write modulus of A bar cross B bar into n cap. Now this gives us formula for n cap. So n cap becomes A bar cross B bar upon modulus of A bar cross B bar. So this is very important result while solving the questions. So they may ask us to find two unit vectors perpendicular to A bar and B bar. So unit vectors perpendicular to A bar and B bar both are plus minus A bar cross B bar upon modulus of A bar cross B bar. Now why this plus minus? Because this n cap is perpendicular to A bar and B bar. So if this is like this, if n cap is perpendicular to A bar and B bar, then minus n cap is also perpendicular to A bar and B bar. So we can write two vectors, two unit vectors perpendicular to A bar and B bar by this formula. Okay. Now let's consider A bar and B bar in terms of ijk. Then what happens? So let's consider cross product in terms of ijk. Cross product in terms of ijk. For that, let's consider A bar as A1i cap plus A2j cap plus A3k cap, and let B bar be B1i cap plus B2j cap plus B3k cap. Okay. Now a cross product is distributive over vector addition. But before that, let's revise what happens. If I take A bar cross A bar, then it is 0 vector. So if I take I cross I or J cross J or K cross K, so if I take cross product with the same vector, I get 0 bar. So I cross I is 0, J cross J is also 0 vector, and K cross K is also 0 vector. Now if I consider I cross J, what happens? I cross J is, by definition, it is modulus of first vector, then modulus of second vector, sine of angle between them. Now angle between I cap and J cap, as they are perpendicular to each other, is 90 degrees. And then we have to write n cap. So n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to both I and J, and I, J and that n cap should form a right-handed triplet. So such vector is k cap. Now modulus of I cap is 1, modulus of J cap is 1, sine 90 is also 1. So it is k cap. So that's why I cross J is k. So we can remember this like this. If I consider this circle IJK, and if I consider this direction, then I cross J is K, J cross K is I, and K cross I is J, as we are moving along the same direction. But if the direction changes, for example, if I write K cross J, so I have to move, it is now anti-clockwise. So in that case, K cross J is minus I. So if I take I cross K, again we have to move anti-clockwise. So I cross K is also minus J. So using this, you can remember the cross products of the unit vectors IJK. So simplifying, let's consider cross product directly. So what is the cross product? So using these facts, A bar cross B bar, we can prove it as determinant. First row is I cap, J cap, K cap. Then we have to write these coefficients of IJK from first vector. So those are A1, A2, A3. And the third row is coefficients of IJK in the second vector B bar, which are B1, B2, B3. So remember, cross product A bar cross B bar is this determinant with first row IJK, second row components of A bar, and third row components of B bar. Let's solve this question. If A bar is 2 I cap plus 3 J cap minus K cap, B bar is I cap minus 4 J cap plus 2 K cap, then find A bar plus B bar cross A bar minus B bar. So A bar plus B bar equal to, we have to add these two vectors. So it is 3 I cap Now adding this we get minus j cap plus k cap. Now a bar minus b bar equals to 2i minus I, that is I cap, 3i minus 3j minus plus 4j, that is 7j, minus k minus 2k minus 3k. Now we have the brackets a bar plus b bar and a bar minus b bar. So let's write their cross product. So a bar plus b bar cross a bar minus b bar. Now it is determinant. First row is I cap, j cap and k cap. Now the second row is coefficients of ijk from a bar plus b bar. So those are 3 minus 1 and 1. Now coefficients of ijk from second vector, that is a bar minus b bar, are 1, 7 and minus 3. Now let's write this determinant. So first term is I cap, then we don't consider first column and first row, and we write this expansion of 2 cross 2 determinant. So it is minus 1 into minus 3, that is 3 minus 7. Now for the second one we have minus j cap. Now don't consider the second column and first row. So it is 3 into minus 3, minus 9 minus 1. And the last term is plus k cap. Now don't consider the third column and first row, it is 3 into 7, 21 minus plus 1. So 21 minus plus 1. So it is minus 4 I cap, minus 9 minus 1 is minus 10. So minus plus 10 j cap, and the last one is 22 k cap. Don't divide by 2 because it is not equal to 0. We are just finding the value of a bar plus b bar cross a bar minus b bar. So if it is equal to 0 or equal to something, then we can divide by 2, or just here we can do is we can take 2 common. So this is the answer for a bar plus b bar cross a bar minus b bar. So this is your assignment. Find a bar cross b bar and modulus of a bar cross b bar. So in both the questions a bar and b bar are given. How to find a bar cross b bar? Just write the determinant. First row is ijk, second row is coefficients of a bar, so coefficients of ijk from a bar. Similarly, next one is coefficients of ijk from b bar. So write the determinant. To find the modulus, it is square root of coefficient of I square plus coefficient of j square plus coefficient of k square. Okay. In the next question, you have to find out sine theta, that is sine of the angle between a bar and b bar. So you have to repeat these steps, that is you have to find out a bar cross b bar and modulus of a bar cross b bar, and use the formula for sine theta. Sine theta is modulus of a bar cross b bar upon ab. So what you have to do is, first of all find a bar cross b bar, then its magnitude. Then find magnitude of a bar, magnitude of b bar. So magnitude of a bar here is root 1 square plus minus 2 square. Similarly find magnitude of b bar, substitute here and find sine theta. Okay. I hope you understood this concept of cross product. Okay, see you in the next video. Thank you.